Hello guys, and welcome in the 8th episode. In this episode, we will implement mixing of our puzzles. Anytime we start the game, we press the picture. We will have the start button on the top of our puzzles, and then after you press the start button, our puzzle will mix up. Okay, let's get started. Go to the scene folder, just double click on the game scene to make sure it's open. I will create the empty game object. Go to the game object, create empty. I will call this game object start. Then go to the resource folder. Under the resource folder, go to the buttons. Just find the button backline and drag and drop under the start game object. And then I will set the scale to be 0.7 and 0.7. And then I will set the position for this button backline to be 0, 0 on the Y. And then the X position we will set in a minute, and make sure you set the Z position to be -1, otherwise the button backline will be under the puzzles. Let's press play to see how the position looks like. I think we have to change it a little bit. Just uncheck this maximize on the play and start again, and now we can freely manipulate the position to make sure it's right. The disadvantage is you have to remember the position yourself, because when you press display button, the position will be back to normal. Okay, I will set the position -0.8, 0.9 and -0.5. Okay, -0.9 and -0.5. Okay, you can position yourself whichever position you like, or you can use my values, it's up to you. Then go to the button folder and find the start button, drag and drop under the start object. Okay, let's set the position for the start button. The Z position will be -2 because we want this button to be on the top of our button backline. And then I will set the scale to be 0.9. Okay, and then we have to change the position as well. I will set the position to be right here. Okay, like that. I think the Y position should be exactly the same as the button backline position to make sure everything is lined up properly. I think we can change the scale a little bit more for this button backline. I will set it to 0.6 and 0.6. Okay, I think it looks much better. Then press on the start button, and then we have to add a few components. First one is a box collider. Just press the add make sure the start is selected, press add component, and then type box. Make sure you're choosing the box collider, and then go to the scripts folder and drag and drop the buttons folder on this object. Okay, then we won't set any scene name, but we will have to set the final X position, because you won't have the sliding effect on this button. I will check the position, which one we want to set. I think this position will be fine, 0.3. Okay, let's set it 0.3. I will press Ctrl Z and then 0.3. Okay, let's press play and see if the button is working. Is working fine. The sliding effect is fine. Now what we have to do, we have to disable these buttons until the start button is pressed. Okay, we'll do it through the script. Go to the script folder, right click, create C# script, and I will call it game status. Okay, this class will hold the status of the current game, and then open the Visual Studio and make sure you open the game status class. The first thing which we will do is we will remove this start and update function, as we won't need them, and then we will call the constructor for this class. Let's just type public, and then make sure the name of the function is the same as the class name, game status, and then open the brackets. And this constructor is called on the creation of the object. Every time we're creating new game status class, this constructor will be called. Okay, and then we'll have to add few variables. First, let's add a public variable, game stat. Okay, and then I will call this one status. Okay, and then we will have to add the enumerator to actually switch between the different states of the game. Let's add public enum, and then make sure the enum name is the same as the name here. And now let's initialize a few different states which we will need. The first one will be start. The second one will be start pressed. Okay, then play. I think that will be enough for now. Later on in the tutorial we will add a few more states to apply different effects and to switch between different pictures, but for now that's enough. Let's initialize the status variable inside the constructor. Should be equal to game status dot start. Okay, to make sure the variable is initialized to something. Okay, let's save it. And this class will hold only the status of the game. And then let's go to the game manager. Let's create the game status. Go right at the top, and we will add, first of all, we don't want to see it in the inspector, just type hide in the inspector. Public static game status. We call it game status, and then equal new game status, which is the constructor. Now let's go down to the update function. In the previous episode we have added the move puzzle function. We want to call this function only whenever the game status is set to play. Let's add the switch statement, switch, and then game status dot status. Okay, we want to switch on different states of the game, and then we want to call move puzzles only when the game states is equal to play. Okay, and then we want to break here. Let's save it and go to the Unity. Just press play. And now, as you can see, when you press on the puzzles are not moving, but the start button is working fine. Okay, let's go to the Visual Studio. Go to the Butum class. We will add a few things here. The first thing is we will add the enum, which will be public. We call it Butum type, and then the first type will be main menu buttons, maybe button, and then the second one will be in-game button. Okay, and then we will create the public button type, and then type. Okay, and this variable will be set from the inspector. Now when you save it, you should have when you press on the start, you should have the type, and you can choose which type of this button it is. Okay, and based on this type, we'll execute different functionality. Let's go back to the Visual Studio. Okay, scroll down, and then in the update, let's add the if statement. If the type is equal to Butum type dot main menu button, then we want to allow the scene. Otherwise, I will call it else if type is equal to Butum type dot in-game button, we will do something else. Okay, and then inside this function, whenever we have moved to the final position, That means whenever this coroutine has finished, then if the game object dot name is equal to start, then what we'll do, we want to destroy the start button. Just call destroy because you won't use it anymore, and then we will pass the game object, and then we will change the status of our game manager. Game manager dot game status dot status is equal to game status dot game stat dot start pressed. Okay, we want to just signal the game manager that the start button has been pressed and it has moved to the final location, and then inside the game manager we will implement another state, case game status dot start pressed. Okay, whenever the game status is equal to start press, this is in the update function inside the game manager class, then we want mix our puzzles, and for this reason we will add another function to this class. I will scroll right to the bottom and then add function void mix puzzles, and now I will add the variable int number, and then we will look through the list of all of the puzzles. I will use for each loop puzzles p in puzzle list. Okay, this list is holds all of our puzzles, and now we will have to add another private variable which will hold the position of our puzzles. Let's do that. Scroll right to the top, and here we will add another private list of vector 3, and then I will call it puzzle position. Position is equal to new list of vector 3. Okay, and then we will fill up this puzzle position list inside the mix puzzle. Let's go to that function, and then puzzle position dot add, and then we want to add the p dot transform dot position. Okay, we want to add the position of the current looping element from this puzzle list and store it in the puzzle positions. This is because we want to mix the puzzles, and we want to make sure that every single puzzle have the right position after the mixing. Okay, let's call another for each puzzles p in puzzle list. The number is equal to random dot range, and then we want to have a range from 0 to puzzle list dot count. The number is actually the index of the puzzle which we want to change the position, and then we want to add another list. Let's scroll right to the top, and we will go to under the puzzle positions and add another private list of int, and then we will store the random numbers is equal to new list of int. Okay, this list will hold the already chosen random numbers, and then let's go back to the mixing puzzles function. After choosing the random number from this range from 0 to puzzle count, we want to make sure the random number list has not have the chosen number. If it has, then we have to choose different number. We will add the while loop while random numbers dot contains, and then number. Okay, if this list have already the chosen number, then we want to do the same until we have the number which is not inside this list. If we already have that number, then we want to add this number to the random number list, and then we're going to assign the position to this p, which is the current looping element from this list, to be equal to the position of the puzzle with the index, which is this number. Okay, transform.position is equal to puzzle's positions number, and we need to make sure this mix puzzle function is called inside the update function under the start pressed. Okay, and then whenever the puzzles are mixed, we want to change the game status to be equal to game status.stay.play. Okay, that means after we mix the puzzles, we want to change the status and be able to move the puzzles. Okay, let's see how this one works. Just save it, save everything, and then go back to the Unity. The first thing which we'll have to do to make sure the Butum type is set for every single Butum inside every single scene. For this start, let's choose that this is in-game Butum. Let's go to the scene folder and go to the menu select scene. Let's make sure this scene is saved, and then press on the back button back and make sure the type is a main menu Butum. That's fine. Okay, go to the menu select 2 and make sure the back Butum is main menu Butum, and then let's go to the main menu and make sure every single Butum have the right type set. Okay, let's go back to the game scene and let's test what we've done. Just press play. Okay, I forgot, we have to start the game from the menu select. Let's go to the menu select scene, press play, choose the picture, whichever you like, start, and then as you can see we cannot move the puzzle right now. Let's press the start and the puzzles are mixed up. As you can see, we have one problem. We destroyed the start Butum, but we are not destroying the backline. We need to just fix it. Let's go back to the code. Inside the update method, we won't need this thing for now, this one. Just delete it. And then over here, just put another if statement, if type is equal to Butum type dot in-game Butum. Okay, we want this one to execute only if we press the in-game Butum, and this one to be executed only if there is a main menu Butum. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, as you can see, we're destroying the current game object where the script is attached, but we want to destroy the backline as well. I will use the same function, the destroy function, but inside this function I will call the game object dot find, and then I will find this backline by name. Let's just double check what we called it. Okay, go back to this game scene, and then under the start, the back Butum line, let's copy this name, go back to Visual Studio, and then make sure the name is pasted here. Okay, let's save everything now. Go back to Unity, go back to main menu, let's press play. Let's see if everything is working. I will choose sunset maybe. Okay, we cannot move anything. Start. That's fine, it's mixed up, and then we can move the Butums and try to make this picture up. There is one quick thing which we can do now. Let's go to the game scene, and I forgot to add the background here. Let's go to the scene tab. Okay, let's go to the resource folder, and then just drag and drop the background from here, and then you can actually make this however you like. Just make sure the background is a little bit bigger than this rectangle here. Otherwise you won't see the proper background in. I think I will change it a little bit. Maybe like that. Okay, to make sure you can see the whole picture. Okay, let's press play. That's fine. Make sure you save the scene. Okay, I will test it again. Play. I think the game looks much better now. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for this episode. In the next episode, we will start implement in-game menu where you will be able to switch to another picture. We will also implement the winning condition. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching and see you again in the next episode.